And this is actually the way that I'm warming up my voice every day, because I have noticed that I feel safe. Hi there! Since many of you have asked me for how I do my singing warm-up routine, I finally made a video about that. So this is my working room, my singing room, and as you see, it's my bedroom, because I like to sing in a very dry acoustic. I want to work with my own quality of my tone, so I don't like to practice in my, for example, bathroom, where I can get a lot of acoustic sound. I want it to be dry, and then I have to work myself to create my overtones. So as you see, I have a lot of textiles, fabrics, the curtains, the bed, and I also have a big carpet on my floor. And actually the room isn't very big. You can have a little watch around. So I'm gonna show you how I step by step start working with my voice. And this is actually the way that I'm warming up my voice every day, because I have noticed that I feel safe if I'm doing the same exercises and having the system that makes me like finding in a correct technique that won't hurt my voice. And I don't need to worry so much about if I'm gonna find my voice today, my overtones, my formants, or if I'm gonna hit the high notes, because I have figured out a system that works for me. Okay, so the first step is checking my body posture. Because if you have a stable body, the tone will be stable. So it all starts from my feet. It's very much about awareness, what's happening in your feet. So it's very important that you have the support from the floor that carries up your body. So I used to imagine that my feet have like 3 points where I have the contact with the floor. You have to be grounded. So not standing on tiptoe and putting the weight too much to one side. So at least in the beginning of my singing routine, I really check this out. And I try to keep it in my mind during my singing workout. And then the next step is to start activate my breath support. So I take my little plastic straw. I start somewhere where it feels comfortable. So you still have that imagination of the support from the floor and the length in your body. So you have that length and the support from the floor. And from there, you start your little breath support exercise. So the support goes inwards. And at the same time, you are like pushing out it. So there will be 2 forces against each other. And that's how you will build up a pressure so that you can sing better and have a stable tone. So now I like to have my hands free. Because I want to have the stability in my body. So if I'm keeping the straw like this, my body comes out of balance. You need to keep that symmetry. All right. So now I have activated my breath support, and I also have control over my body posture and my balance in my body. From now I can start singing my first notes. So we will start with the deep oo sound. The inhale is very important, because now we want to start to find the free tone. So the free tone is something that you can't exactly control. You are sending away the air flow, the energy, and you're just like placing your vocal cords in a correct position. So you don't need to hold the tone. While inhaling, you will open up your chest and allow your larynx to create space. You're not pushing down your larynx, you're just allowing it to fall down naturally and create space for the tone. Like you inhale all the energy from the universe. So you can feel how you expand back in your neck. You're expanding your chest. And you have this openness. You can try to speak like this. Hello. So that was the first scale. Very relaxed. One more time. And now I want to bring the tone to life by adding some more sharpness. The best way is from that whole position, I put in my finger. This always works for me. And I like softly put my teeth around my finger and see what will happen. Send out some air. So now I can feel how the tone starts reflecting into the front of my face in the mask. And now without finger. Because you want that 3-dimension sound of your voice. You want the darkness and the lightness. Or you can say you want the deepness and the sharpness. So I work with this little scale. And I go a little bit upward and a little bit downward. As you see, I'm not going up to the high notes yet. So next step is to work with vowels. And I will go from the closed oo sound and open up for the ah sound. And then I go from the deep oo to the deep oo sound and then back to the eh sound. So from here I feel pretty happy because now I have checked my functions of my voice. But I'm still working with my middle voice and a little bit down to the chest voice, as you see. I haven't go up to the higher notes yet. I also like to invite the rolling R consonant into my warm-up singing routine because the R sound is a bit tricky and you need to have your larynx open enough to not impact the after-coming tone. And the R sound also needs some breath support. So it's a good way to activate both your breath support and warm up the tongue. So we start on the right pitch with the R, keeping your throat open. Shoulders are soft. R, so you can do it a couple of times to find a nice feeling. And now actually I feel very warmed up. So I like to start with Vaccai, because Vaccai is an excellent singing exercise because they are not going very high and they are not going very low. So it's just that you can work with your consonants, you can work with your breath support, you can work with keeping your body in balance. So I like to pick like 2 or 3 Vaccai songs before I get into my repertoire. And I like to practice Vaccai with my piano background, so you can hear the melody and the rhythm and focus on your singing and your body posture. So if you want a Vaccai piano background, I have added a video in the description. Alright, so here I have it on Spotify. Which one shall I pick today? I think I will go for Manca Sollecita because it's slow and it's just a scale that you can go a little bit upward and then you go down again. So it's not very high, it's not very fast. So I like to start with like Manca Sollecita. So when I start with I have the M sound on the right pitch, and then I go from the M sound to an ooh-ah. So if it starts Manca Sollecita, I start to not fall into that trap with Manca Sollecita, since I want the deepness of the tone. Just to remind my body to keep the depth of the tone. Manca Sollecita, più dello stato, ancor che s'agiti, con lieve fiata, face che palpita, So, as you noticed, the scale went up to the higher part of my voice. Instead of like pushing up my voice to the higher register, if you notice that I made this, because I don't want to fall into the trap that I'm pulling up my voice to the high notes, I'm placing the voice to the higher note. So when you go up and when you come over that E, you need to think in a different way. I have that sensation that I'm turning my voice upside down. Up to an E, I can feel like I am a bow. The tone is down here. But when I come to the upper passaggio, I have that sensation that I am stable in my body, but the tone are above my head. So I'm not following up and reaching for it. It's just there. I stand in my stable body and the tone is above my head. I like to do the M sound. So this is the way I warm up my higher register. Just finding the small spaces here and the placement here. And then from there I can open up my mouth. So you have to let the tone roll over that break and sing a little softer during the rollover. And I'm not like spending too much time on the higher notes. I just checking that they are existing. So most of my preparation and warm-up is placed in the middle voice, and I work a lot of consonants and vowels. And actually I spend very little time to exercise my higher notes. But this works for me. And I hope you find this video useful. Thank you so much, and leave a comment.